Hi, it's Dr. Noel Williams, Optimal Health Associates, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's getting to the end of August, almost Labor Day, and it's still hot, hot, hot here. We're going to talk about biohacking. People hear about biohacking. I've talked about it before, but I want to kind of explain it in a different way. So biohacking is using technology or science to alter some type of physiology in our body. It could be cerebral or brain physiology. It could be muscle physiology. It could be gut physiology. But if you really think about it, it's getting the cells to change what they're doing. So the basis of biohacking is trying to make the mitochondria in the cell and the cell itself change its activity. And by doing that, you can improve health. One of the things that I think a lot of people are aware of is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a biohack. Why is it a biohack? Because you're trying to alter something in the cells, and what you're doing is called autophagy modification. Autophagy is when we process waste out of the cells, and so it takes energy. And so when you're eating frequently, or rather regularly, a lot of that energy your body has goes to your gut, and your gut's using up all the energy, and your cells don't have energy, and your cells need energy to process waste out. So one of the things intermittent fasting does is shift the total energy of the body towards the cells so they can process waste, clean themselves up, heal themselves, and do things like that. So that's an example of biohacking. We just got back from a course in Scottsdale with a wonderful physician, J.D. McCoy, and it was an advanced course of using electromagnetic therapies for biohacking. So we have a ton of devices at Optimal Health Associates that alter electromagnetic waveforms in the body and then does things to improve bodily function. So the first way to look at this is you think mind, body, muscle, skin. How do we improve all of those things? Because the mind's central to function. Your entire nervous system working makes you feel better. If you're depressed or anxious, your nervous system isn't going to be at its best. It's going to be sending messages out. It can give you gastritis. It can make you tired. It can make you do a ton of stuff when we're sad. Why not fix that? So one of the things we have that we can do now, instead of using medications, besides always using vitamins and things, is we have something called the Exomine. But all Exomine is an electromagnetic stimulation to the prefrontal cortex, and it causes this huge upflow in blood flow. That's a little redundant. and then wakes the brain up. And over the course of 6 to 12 treatments, people feel much, much better emotionally. But there's a part that goes beyond that, which is something called neuroplasticity, where the electromagnetic energy causes the cells to change and reconnect, and you get neuroplasticity. So 3 months later, your brain is much younger, more active. And besides having unbelievable potential effects on mood, appetite, sleep, a ton of things, there's just clarity and complex thinking. So electromagnetic energy there. What about magnetic energy for muscle healing? So many people have back pain. So many people have pain in their trapezius muscles. They have headaches, they have migraines, they have all this stuff. So much of that is simple muscle weakness. Why not get the muscles healed? So again, we can use electromagnetic energy to make the muscles contract and get strong again. So we have something called the cellular chair. Forever we were sending people to what we call gynecological physical therapy, which we still use, but that's very labor intensive, it's expensive, and takes a while to work, and it does really work well. Why not do something simple and sit on a chair instead of having to have a pelvic exam once or twice a week, and just let the electromagnetic energy of the chair, called the cellular chair, fix the pelvic floor and the bladder. The funny part about it too, it's not just for girls. I mean, guys as we get older have problems with their prostates and their bladder and urgency and frequency. And then guys also have the dreaded erectile dysfunction. Again, pelvic floor strengthening, believe it or not, lo and behold, helps and will often fix erectile dysfunction. So the Emsella chair is a simple, easy way to get erectile function back in guys, likewise in girls besides the bladder. It's super pro-orgasmic. So just interesting things. And then we can do things for the back, we can do things for the shoulders, we can do things for the neck, we can do things for the thighs. But one of the other key points is the key for back pain is core strengthening. You have to get your glutes working, you have to get muscularity in the glutes. So again, electromagnetic therapy. Then there's always, of course, you know, skin, and there's some really cool things now with electromagnetic therapy. There's something called the M-Face, which I've done 3 of. I can't wait to do my next 3. You do 1 a week, and then you wait around 6 more weeks to 12 more weeks, and all these things underneath your eyes that so many of us start to get in our 50s and 60s pretty much goes away. And again, non-invasive, super easy. So biohacking has a lot to do with electricity. And if we think back, and I'll wrap up pretty soon, there was a doctor in the 40s, Dr. Rife out of LA, who came up with electromagnetic therapy, essentially, or electrical therapy for wound healing, for mood, for bone healing, a ton of stuff, and he was destroyed by the LA County Medical Society for coming up with non-classic pharmacology ways. Even then, the big pharma thing had begun, and since he was successfully treating people, and so he became an alcoholic and died. And what do we use now to heal bones? Electrical therapy with bone stimulars. How do we treat pain? Stimulators in the spinal cord or in different places. So again, all this technology is wonderful. Take advantage of it. And if you ever need any help with it, please feel free to contact